They tried to bury the mirror, wrapped it in wool, sunk it in the deepest part of the river Rove, where the water ran black with clay and forgotten things. But the ferryman found it 3 days later, caught in his net, dry as bone. They tried to melt it in the foundry. The glass wouldn't crack, wouldn't fog. Even when pressed between iron tongues hot enough to warp swords, it stayed cool and clear, like the surface of an eye. At last they locked it away, behind cathedral walls, beneath red velvet cloth, inside a box of cedar carved with verses. They told the town it was destroyed, that Evelyne's beauty, her curse, had been reduced to ash and forgiveness. But the whispers didn't stop. Children began waking with words on their lips they had never learned. She watched me. She knows your name. She is still beautiful. Wives who had accused her refused to look in mirrors. One clawed at her own face, claiming it was changing into something she didn't recognize. A merchant's daughter threw herself from a steeple after writing in charcoal on her bedroom wall. There is no beauty without debt. The town grew quiet. Doors closed early. The priest who had spoken Evelyne's sentence went blind, not all at once, but one eye at a time, as if punished with symmetry. And the mirror, it waited. Years passed. Then decades. The cathedral's archives grew fat with births, deaths, marriages, and war. The mirror was forgotten, not destroyed, not forgiven dash, just ... unspoken. Until one spring in 1743, when a young apprentice archivist named Louisa Raymond found the box. She was 22, plain-faced, thoughtful, and recently orphaned. She had not known Evelyne's name. Not truly. But the mirror called to her not with sound, but with recognition. When she lifted the velvet, she didn't see herself. She saw Evelyne, not her image, but her understanding. Her knowing. Louisa touched the glass. It was warm. She blinked, and the church around her flickered, walls bent like breath on glass. She saw a field scorched by fire with no smoke, a crowd with their mouths sewn shut, and in the center, a woman, not Evelyne, but somehow ... descended, Louisa's own face, but older, carved with grief. Then the room snapped back. Louisa fell. And when she woke, her hair had turned the color of copper, the same shade Evelyne had worn. She tried to tell the others, the priests, the scribes, but they said she was cursed. They said the mirror had poisoned her. They wanted to cleanse her, burn her. But Louisa remembered the fire. She knew what it had felt like to be seen and called wrong for no crime but the shape of her face, so she ran. With the mirror bound in black cloth and tucked beneath her skirts, she fled Rovenstal, into the forests, into obscurity. She was never found, but her name, Louisa Raymond, appears on birth records in towns across Europe. And strangely, though these entries span over 70 years, the handwriting remains identical. And beside each entry, scribbled by a registrar or priest, the same quiet note. The mother did not reflect in the baptismal font.